Picture this. A close friend from high school wants to get some coffee for old time's sake, but you're a busy person. In fact, you're a top executive at one of Silicon Valley's leading VC firms, but maybe you could slide a 30-minute meeting somewhere in the week. Let's check your schedule. Whoa, that's a lot of commitments. And trying to figure out when both of you are free is going to be quite a hassle. Now, you could share your entire Google Calendar account by making it public and flex that you own a Porsche or your participation in the Silicon Valley 2021 Talent Program Tennis Qualifiers Round 2, but you probably don't want to share your colonoscopy appointment on Tuesday or the fact that you're currently in a relationship with his ex-wife. That's where EasyMeet comes in. EasyMeet is an automatic online scheduling application that uses your Google Calendar account and simplifies scheduling. Calendar events are inputted automatically, meetings are added immediately, and there's no more need to go back and forth with clients and friends. Best of all your events are hidden to the invitee, and invitees need not make new accounts. My name is Jenhyuk Lee from Team Hermes, and I'm going to give you a quick showcase on what my amazing team has been able to accomplish over the past few weeks. Let's dive straight into architecture and design choices. For our architecture, we've managed to maintain most of our preliminary design in our final production code. As a refresher, that's a monolith landscape favored for its simplicity and ease of deployment, and a layered model structure as it's easy to recognize and boasts high development performance, both of which satisfies our non-functional requirements. A model view presenter user interface is the only logical choice to use with React and satisfies our functional requirements of providing a responsive, dynamic, and clean-looking UI for our users. Here's our final class diagram of the mediator design pattern representing our front-end user interface. We also use the adapter pattern for various components in our application, including the main calendar, as the existing Google Calendar didn't integrate smoothly with our app. Essentially, this adapter acts as a wrapper to the Google Calendar and communicates event information between it and our app. This satisfies our functional requirements of course, displaying a fluid, interactive, and self-explanatory calendar, as well as our non-functional requirements of seamless integration between our app and the libraries and APIs we use. Our application uses the MERN stack, a time-tested software suite featuring MongoDB as our database, Express for our Node.js framework, React for frontend, and Node.js as our JavaScript environment. Additionally, we use Heroku to deploy our code, which I'll delve deeper in CI/CD. We also use Google's API for login and reading and writing calendar information. For front-end testing, we use the Jest framework to set up and run our test suites and the Enzyme framework to create examinable React components for testing. By using a combination of automated test cases targeting each individual front-end component, as well as manual tests for valid Google credentials, emailing, and GET post requests, we can ensure that our application is functioning properly now and for future builds. For backend testing, we again use the Jest framework as well as the Supertest framework for handling API and endpoint testing. It accesses each server route and checks status codes for each request. After every change in any page or any function, our isolated testing suite ensures that no other functions are maliciously affected and our application works perfectly as intended. Thanks to this, our tests can be used for future builds and for any changes that may be implemented in our codebase later on. All of our scripts for testing, building, and deploying our application is consolidated in just 2 package.json files and the Travis YML file. Travis CI takes care of all our changes and builds and tests the front-end and back-end in 2 separate environments, what we call a matrix specification. Deployment is handled by Heroku, configured to seamlessly deploy all changes on your master branch, granted, of course, that these changes pass our CI. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the demo for our application itself. I'm on the homepage right now, and there's a little bit of information about the app, but for now I'm going to click the top left login button and sign in using the Google API. After a while, it should sign me in, and indeed it says Welcome Team. Team is the name of this sign-in. If I click my calendar and give it a couple seconds, the events are automatically propagated onto this calendar. I'll click Generate Invitation and send a new invitation to our boy Chad Bruin. It says Invite Sent, and if I check the client for our email, it says I got a new email that says EasyMeet Invitation. I click the following link to make an appointment with Team Hermes, and I'll get a login loading page. Notice I don't have to log in on this to access this functionality of the website. After a couple seconds, the events are again propagated naturally, and all the event names are hidden. I'll click on Usplot to create a new event. Please meet with me. If I send this, I'll get a confirmation page as well as a confirmation email. Now I'll go back to the client side and refresh this calendar. I'll see that the new event is propagated naturally, and if I go into my Google Calendar, I'll notice that the event is appearing here as well. If I delete this event and go back into my previous email, then I'll notice that I get a new email called Cancel Event. Now, if I'm Chad and I'm trying to make a new email, or a new event, and I click on this link, it'll give me the loading page, but after a while, it'll give me, expectedly, a error message saying that the invitation is invalid or expired. This means that I don't have to revoke access to whoever has my calendar. That is the basic functionality of our website. It's simple, efficient, and very easy to use. Overall, our team was able to complete 4 sprints total with about 7 issues per sprint, each sprint lasting around 1 to 2 weeks. All in all, I'm immensely pleased at how much work this team was able to accomplish and the current functionality of our website. I worked on the front end, creating the landing, confirmation, and error loading pages. Adrian created the invite form, generated the invite link, saved invite info to the database, and set up and sent emails for the invites and confirmations. It's truly amazing the speed at which she was able to complete her issues. Xingling, or James, developed the invitee's invitation page so that the invitee can see the inviter's calendar. He also wrote the entirety of our beautiful user manual. Matthew developed some fantastic backend test suites that made sure the backend routes were working properly, which actually did help us find a couple of bugs. Gustavo developed the front-end user interface to display user events and enabled user interaction with the app, and also came in super clutch when I couldn't finish one of my issues. He's one of our co-scrum masters, as well as Manuel, our other co-scrum master and mom of our team. I'm sure literally everyone was helped immensely by Manny at some point in their project, and his expertise knowledge in full-stack development was absolutely critical. Manny set the infrastructure skeleton code of the app and authorization authentication Google API calls. In terms of lessons learned and what's left and could have been done better, we found that communication is key for design choice for progress and status, and of course documentation. We also learned that testing frameworks are genuinely useful. There's a number of features that we'd like to add or didn't have time to add, including setting and displaying additional preferred times and automated time selection for registering invitees. Also, retrospectively, organizing tasks could have been done better. Overall, this project was certainly a huge learning experience for me and I'm sure the entire team, and I'm very grateful that my last class at UCLA was spent with the best team I've had the pleasure to work with yet. Thank you very much.